Hello friends, good morning. Alright, just enjoying the chanting and the post-chanting vibrations, that in the way the sound just sort of wakes up the cells and gets things both moving, sense of kind of aliveness, dynamism, and also harmonized in a sense of kind of stillness, ease. Yeah. All right, so wherever you are, and however you are, let me just turn some stuff off here so that things stop beeping. Okay, there we go. Wherever you are and however you are. Oops. Welcome. Yeah. So, I seem to have a lot of things to move. Mic cable is in the way. Alright, done. So, let's exploring a little bit together. Exploring yesterday, the sense of the way the heart engages with the paradoxes of life, the way we're confronted by the pain and the horror and the suffering and the difficulty of the world, and the importance of not flinching from that, not denying that, not turning away from that, not burying our heads in the sand, and also not drowning in the drama that we make up around that. And at the same time, the way we're confronted by the beauty of the world. We're pointing to the season. The beauty of springtime. And, and on the one hand, the seeming incongruence of beauty and horror, pleasure and pain. And actually the importance of, and the ways in which a heart can meet and metabolize that incongruence, and yet the reality of that. So, I'm just thinking this morning, just different ways, so many different ways into the same basic invitation, right? The invitation to confront our difficulties in life, our resistance to life, our getting caught up in the swirls of inner and outer life. And ways in which to come to that interface so as to see what's important about it, what's important about the ways we engage with life, inner and outer. And what do we take as being important, but actually just keeps us bound up in agitation and resistance and difficulty, etc. And in the Buddhist tradition, there's so many ways to look at that interface, so many ways to point to the ways we get enmeshed. And we talk about suffering, we talk about clinging, we talk about these sort of Buddhist jargonistic words, I guess. One of the ways I like to reduce that into terms that are as simple as possible is to see that all suffering, all clinging, all that we experience in this organism of interaction with the world shows that we can see as showing up in two ways, right? There's the rupa sankara, jargon again, the way that shows up for body as tension, right? Suffering is tension. It's physically. Right? Suffering doesn't mean anything unpleasant that happens. Unpleasant stuff is completely inevitable. Right? Suffering actually means the way we get tense around that which is unpleasant. So what do we do with unpleasant experience? Right? Well, we tend to contract, right? Fight, flight, resistance, etc. Right? That creates tension. So the body's expression of suffering is tension. Illness, it can be illness, there can be injury, there can be discomfort of all kinds. And those things are inevitable. It's also possible to go through illness and discomfort and all in a way that's basically relaxed and open. Still unpleasant, but it's much easier to have an unpleasant condition when one's relaxed and open, right? Than to have an unpleasant situation when one's tight, fearful, resistant, anxious, and in conflict. So that's body's version of suffering, is tension. And then what's the mental, emotional component of suffering is drama. Oh, why me? Why now? Why this? All the ideation about how it could be and should be different. All the emotional kind of indulgence in blaming and judging and comparing. So, this might sound a little, maybe it even sounds simplistic. But what if we were just to consider all of our, all the ways we experience suffering, all the ways we experience ourselves as being not at ease, not at peace, not in harmony with life, all the ways we experience that. What if we were to consider it all as tension and drama? And I don't mean considering it all in that way, in a philosophical way, but actually in an operational way, because there's a lot of the things that go on in the world, inner and outer, that I can't do much about, right? If I'm ill right now, okay, if I got the flu, I can drink honey, lemon, ginger, I can visit a doctor, etc. But right now, I can't just stop myself being ill. And similarly, if a lot of the situations around me, there's not much I can do about them. The weather, if it's cold, I can put on a sweater. If it's hot, I can go to the shade, right? But I can't stop it being hot, or stop it being cold, or stop this person being the way they are, or stop that situation from being impactful or unpleasant. But what I can do is, I can meet and enter into and investigate and care for the tension and drama that habitually shows up as a reaction to all those things, inner and outer, and learn about it and be skillful with it and relax the tension and drop the drama, and then suffering dissolves. That's the good news, baby. Suffering dissolves. Suffering dissolves. What's that way it's sometimes formulated, that suffering equals pain times resistance, right? Yeah, so that's the resistance, right? Is our tension, literally resisting, tensing against, and drama. Take care of tension and drama, suffering dissolves. So that's really that's the invitation of, certainly of meditation, of much of Dharma practice, but certainly of meditation. The invitation is to recognize, how am I creating and reinforcing either a momentary or a habitual form of tension and of drama? And how can I soften it and drop it? Because most of the tensions we hold, we don't recognize them as tensions. They're so familiar that we don't think, I'm really tense. We just think, this is me. This is how I am. And so, and there's this kind of ever more subtle process of what relaxation actually means. What does it actually mean to soften tensions? Not just muscular tensions, but even what we could call existential tensions. Just the tension of trying to be somebody, trying to be a person, trying to be a self. That's tense. It's tense trying to be a self. And what's it like? Now, that's the ongoing inquiry, the question of meditation. What's it like to relax the tension of trying to be somebody? What's it like? What's the mind space like? What's the heart life like when we drop the drama? Hey? What do you know about that, Priya? Priya's been quite absent the last while from morning meditations, but the last 2 days, you're back, aren't you? You're back. All right. Let's spend some time in meditation together. And quite simply, I maybe won't say so much this morning, but just a little focus on recognizing and releasing tension, identifying and dropping drama. So please take your seat for meditation. So take your time, be simple and gentle, and actually really feel your way into sitting here. Setting up your posture so that there's a certain feeling of uprightness, dignity, poise, as if your sitting posture expresses the willingness to be here, a fundamental awakeness. And as if also it expresses a fundamental gentleness, an ease. You're letting the muscles in your face soften and relax. Or letting your belly be round. Letting your shoulders soften. Letting yourself rest into your posture. Rest into the feel of sitting here. Letting your attention enter into the simplicity of just the sensations of body sitting, the feel of body breathing. And letting that simplicity be the real ground of your meditation. Just natural bodily sensation. Natural movement of breath. Natural feel of expansion as your lungs and your solar plexus swell with the in-breath. Natural relaxation. As your belly and chest soften with each out-breath. as if each breath is an invitation to relax any tensions, as if each breath was an invitation to let go of any drama. As if how I'm feeling and what I'm thinking isn't very important. As if just being here, just opening up, just sensing into the immediacy of things. As if presence was an open doorway to ease and freeness. As you sit here, where is there any tension? maybe in your face, around your eyes or in your jaw. Maybe habitual tensions in your shoulders or down through your arms and hands. Maybe somewhere along your torso or down in your hips or your groin or along your legs. The more your breath can be relaxed and natural, the more it exposes the subtle tensions that we hold on to. And as those subtle tensions get exposed, the more opportunity we have to just relax, soften, let go. Dissolving tension. Dissolving into the out-breath. Dissolving into a spacious consciousness. Dissolving into nothingness. As you sit here breathing, what drama is there? What ways do you create unnecessary or unhelpful story or imagery? What ways do you pull and push against experience? Trying to make things other. The more present you are in the simplicity and the immediacy, the directness of breathing, the more able you are to recognize that even very familiar, very ordinary, very habitual thoughts can distort your experience, can give you an unnecessary sense of agitation. So this is how we practice then, sitting and breathing, being awake, present, intimate with the simplicity of breath and body, and dissolving tension again and again. Unhooking from drama again and again. Just like this. relaxing tension, letting go of drama, dissolving suffering. Being awake. We tend to define ourselves through tension and drama. Most people don't really know what a deeply relaxed body feels like. And don't know how to meet experience without creating drama. So meditation is where we find out. Every moment, every breath, it's the opportunity to see, what tension is here and how might it soften? What drama am I creating? And is it actually helpful or necessary? So we sit and breathe and sense. We relax tension. We let go of drama. And the flavour of relaxation is one of ease, fluidity, freeness. And the experience of letting go of tension is brightness, clarity, spaciousness. May we all know moments that are free of all tension and drama. May we all know more and more moments that are free of tension and drama. May we all know a life free of tension and drama, free of suffering. All right. That was meditation. There's little time for questions, if you have them. Let me give a very brief mention to Dharma, just a reminder that, there's no charge for this. There's no subscription. There's no obligation. There's no, there's no transaction. It's freely offered, freely shared. With the idea that, that depends on the kind of things being freely reciprocated. So even though if it's free of subscription and free of charge, it's not free of costs. There's a lot of costs go into Sangha life, just running all its activities, all these live online Dharma teachings with a whole variety of Dharma teachers from around the world, just maintaining a database of I don't know how many thousands of people, just corresponding and calendar planning and graphics and web coding. It's a lot. And it has a lot of overheads now. It has overheads of some tens of thousands of euros a month, actually, just to keep this show on the road. And so relying on Dharma on the one hand is very precarious, and on the other hand it's very beautiful. So just that reminder that we we depend on your reciprocity, and whatever that looks like, whatever is possible for you, whatever way you feel moved by, appreciative of, and then able to respond, then thank you. And George will put the link, there it is. So thank you. All right. Kaz, can you say a bit more about the expression of inner drama? Well, what I'm calling, so I'm talking about kind of a physical expression of suffering, tension, and the mental, emotional expression of suffering as drama. Just the manufacturing of unhelpful and unnecessary and untrue thoughts, which usually take the form of some kind of measurement. Right, the measurement of myself, how I am, how I could be, how I should be, pressure on myself to be a certain way, condemning myself for being a certain way, or doing that same thing outwardly, others, how wrong they are, how stupid they are, or how better than me they are, etc., etc. So all of that. And then the drama of fixating on what I want, fixating on what I don't like, fixating on what I think, fixating around narrow beliefs and views, and then a little more subtle than those fixations are just the reinforcing of me as a self, me as the center of the world, me as an entity, really. And all the ways we do that, even just the blah 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 usual thoughts, but so many of those usual blah blah thoughts are me thoughts, thoughts about me. And it's not that there shouldn't be any thoughts, but the issue is that those thoughts, we don't recognize them as reinforcing of me. We just think they're the truth. We tend to believe everything we think, which is nuts. But when we believe everything we think, then the authority for existence becomes our thoughts. Right? We give all the authority for our life to our thinking, and it turns out our thinking isn't the best arbiter of reality. So drama is that which creates and invests in unhelpful thoughts about self, about other, and about the world. Yeah. So I wonder if that makes it clearer. If it doesn't, let me know and I'll try from another tack. And then Caroline asks the same thing. Not sure what you mean by drama. So hopefully what I just said answered both Kaz's and Caroline's question. But let's see. You can let me know if it doesn't. Dimitris, how can you break the pattern of being sick when your body has gotten used to being sick? chronic pain brings inevitable tension in the body that cannot be released during a meditation session. Yeah. Can you get space from tension when the mind tends to focus on the areas of pain? So, yes, it may not be able to be released or fully released just within a meditation session. That why it might be too much to expect decades of sankhara, of patterning, of habit-forming patterning and of tension to just release, boom, like that. But, you can point in that direction. You can keep focusing on where is there tension and how can it release, even if it just releases a little bit, a little bit. A little bit's good. A little bit of release is very good, because if you don't do that, the pattern just gets stronger. That's what most people, they habit patterns as they age, they just get stronger, right? Because you don't get any attention. So if you don't bring wisdom, inquiry, and care, and clarity, and relaxation to your patterning, then your patterning gets stronger. Whatever you feed, that's what grows. So if you start to, instead of feeding your patterns, start to feed clarity and gentleness, start to feed recognition and release of tension, then things free up. Right? And even though habitually it's true that chronic pain, like to read from your question, chronic pain tends to bring tension. That tension is not inevitable. It is not inevitable that we get tight around pain. It's not inevitable that we feel tense about our pain. And I spoke about that in yesterday's session. So it can seem like, because we don't like pain. Of course we don't. But just because we don't like something doesn't mean we have to tighten around it. It's like, when you walk in the rain, and then we tend to go like that and walk in the rain. And then you see, why? Does that make it better? Does that help? Oh, what if you soften, open to the rain? Oh, it transforms the experience. Yeah. So rather than being concerned about, don't get caught in being concerned about, okay, come on, then it's got to release, I've got to relax, because that's not very relaxing, right? Adding the imperative, I have to dissolve tension, that isn't relaxing. Just to keep gently pointing in that direction. Whenever I can come into contact with some tension, how can I meet it in a way that helps it to soften a little, open a little, release a little. And the key is the bit about a little, little, small, very small expectations. Much better than great big grandiose expectations. And you find that, those little expectations, just can I soften things just 5%? Yes. Oh, that's relieving, 5% relieving. That's good. Mm-hmm. So it's like being kind of simple or humble in our practice, and then you find that if you only just allowing for a little softening, a little relaxation, that little by little, actually lots can happen. Whereas if you have the grandiose expectation, come on, this chronic pain that I've had for so long and all my tensions around it, come on, they've all got to relax and release. Well, that's it's not even about whether that's possible. It's just not helpful to approach it in that way, because the pressure you put on, this has to release, that itself is more tension and drama. All right, good to know that the framing of this morning's session was helpful, Jeff. Yeah. And then Everloyd, maybe. My brain can get stuck in a loop with a specific bit of drama. This time around, a friend who is passive-aggressive when they're upset with me, and I keep saying and repeating it and searching for a solution. Every time I manage to relax and release, I can't help my brain getting stuck again. So when we keep going around the same material, it's the emotional drama. It's the emotion that needs the attention, right? We don't want to feel the emotion because it's painful, so we keep going round and round the story. Right. So what's the emotion? Is it that you feel hurt, angry, sad, rejected, misunderstood, some mix of all of those. You know? That's what needs the attention. So underneath the story, what they said, what they did, how outrageous it is, what I could do about it, what I should have done about it, what I'd like to do about it, you know, it's like, what's all that turning around? Oh, it's turning around a feeling of hurt, maybe. Oh, hurt. So it's like, come to the hurt, tend to the hurt, care for the hurt, be very gentle with the hurt, feel the hurt. Where is it in your body? The center of the emotion, is it here? And lower down. Oh, is my throat tight? Oh yeah, it's really uncomfortable. Oh, what does this remind me of? Oh, it reminds me of other times in my life when I've felt hurt or rejected or whatever it might be. And when you can care for and metabolize the emotion, then the story will lose its power. Still there, it's like, oh yeah, this person's upset with me for X or Y reason, but it just doesn't have the grab, it doesn't have the kind of, it doesn't pull you into that obsessive loop anymore. Because the obsessive loop that you're getting into it is actually not so much about the story, it's more about a way of avoiding the pain of the emotional state by trying to fix it on the level of the, you know, the story drama. All right. Kate, I have had tinnitus for many years and I've learned to have no tension or drama around it, and now I only hear it if I want to pay it attention. Fantastic. And I have a challenging situation coming up. So it's great to have the lived experience that what you are saying, yes, just works. Thank you for your témoignage, Kate. I don't know what that is in English, but thank you for your testimony. No, I don't know. Anyway, that's great, right? That's a very good example, right? Tinnitus, and seeing, you know, and how easily we can create tension and drama around something like that. And yet, I have learned, you say, to have no tension or drama around it. I've learned to recognize that which is uncomfortable and unpleasant by its nature, and examine my relationship to it, see how I make it worse by the way I get overly involved with it, and stop doing that. To drop the drama, to relax the tension, and that transforms the relationship, transforms the quality of experience, dissolves the suffering. Yeah, beautiful, thank you. Vika says, when I feel myself caught in drama and tension in the body at work, I can sometimes recognize this is happening, but I'm not sure how to release it. And after a while, it feels almost too late when I'm stressed now. Yeah. It's not actually too late. You can always to make a difference, but it's certainly once the momentum of that has ramped up, it feels too late because it's got momentum. It's like a clockwork toy. It's like you can feel, you do it, you know, I'm getting a bit tense. But if you don't attend to it early on, after a while you've wound and wound and wound, and it's got that momentum now, right? So if you've given something a lot of momentum, that momentum has to play out. So if you've wound up your clockwork toy, then you can't just expect it to just stop. No, it's got that wound up thing that has to then unwind. And I think I found that to be a helpful recognition in, okay, just giving it time to unwind. And actually doing something physically can help that. Like, you know, it might be jumping up and down, for example, or stretching, taking a shower. Actually, doing something to open up and relax muscularly. You roll your head, you move your shoulders, yawn, you take some deep breaths, do some conscious sighing. And that can help the clockwork nature of your ramped up tension to titrate, to disperse, to disperse, to dissolve. Yeah. And then as you do that, you also then get more skillful at recognizing the build-up earlier on, and then you can soften it more easily. But yeah, it's just like you say, Vika, the longer you've left it and the more it's wound up, then the more that takes actually some time and some skill to let it dissolve, rather than just, you know, rather than you just being the crazed clockwork toy of stress. Yeah. Lisa says, when to soften the tension around a drama and when to explore deeper into the feeling of the drama and where it comes from. Yeah, I have a constant recurring drama that I sit with often, but the habit pattern doesn't seem to alter. In my, yeah. So maybe I'm seeing that we're coming to the end of time, so maybe I'll make that the theme of tomorrow, you know, this this sort of tension there can be between inquiring and letting go, right? Because they're both integral facets of Dharma practice, but sometimes we can do the wrong one. You know, I can just drop it, just let it go. But if I haven't really understood what it is, then however much I try to let it go, it keeps coming back, right? Similarly, we can get into inquiry. Oh, why is this happening? In a way that's helpful, but we can also get into inquiry that just kind of goes on and on and on, looking for connections and reasons and meaning and etc. So that'll be the theme then for tomorrow morning. The interrelationship between inquiry or investigation and then dropping or letting go. All right, friends. Well, please go gently through the day, and maybe you can just look as you get into your day, your working day, or your interactions with your family, or whatever's going on. Just to notice, it's a very interesting, potent lens through which to look at our life and experience. Where am I creating tension and drama? What would it be like to drop it? All right. Thank you. See you tomorrow.